Hello there.
Stop.
Welcome to video number 2, The Return.
So it's been a while since we did our last video because it's just taken us so long to go through all your comments and suggestions to what we should make in video number 2. And also, we needed a really, really good excuse
To use
the pan that we bought, that we made the burger in last time. Oh, the burger, pizza burger. Maybe a little PTSD from that one. That's also why it's taken so long.
so much toilet paper. So anyway, a big shout out to Mr. Barry Lewis. If you haven't checked out his videos before, go watch them. There's no original content whatsoever. We're just blatantly doing one of his. We are going for giant cinnamon roll.
Dessert!
Yay!
Here's all the ingredients we'll be using, just to give you a general idea. I'll be shouting them out as we go along. Like I say, this is Barry's recipe, so you can go to his website. I'll throw a link down in the comments and so you can go see it. If we do have any scraps left over and we make some smaller ones, we might be adding these. Yeah, you love it. Come on, who doesn't love a bit of fruit in a cinnamon roll?
Okay, first things first, we're going to measure out 375 grams of unsalted butter because it needs to be at room temperature.
Well done.
And now we need 1.5 litres of whole milk. So we're going to measure it into 2 separate jugs. Hate it when that happens. So we chopped up the butter to make it easier to melt it, because we need to melt it right the way down so that we can put it in the mixture. Right, so now we've got the butter melted enough. We just need to warm the milk. Gradually warm the milk. We've weighed out 300 grams of caster sugar, and then the melted butter, the warm milk and the sugar is going to all go in here, and then we're going to put the yeast in. Yeah.
Ooh, look at the colour.
Early. All right.
Never get a left-hander to do a right-hander's job.
I figured I'd be blocking the camera. And just sprinkle this on the top.
Mm-hmm.
Mmm. 3 packets of yeast going in. Give that a stir. And it should be exactly warm enough to activate the yeast.
Don't forget the sciencey bit.
You know the sciencey bit. You do the sciencey bit.
It's warm enough to activate the yeast, and it also now has sugar in there which will feed the yeast, which will obviously cause the carbon dioxide to form and which will give you bubbles in your dough. So we're going to leave that for about 5 minutes in somewhere warm, like this kitchen, because it's really warm already. And then we'll come back to that once it's frothed up a bit. 5 to 10 minutes later, and we've got our bubbles. That's not quite what we were expecting, but you can see that the butter has risen from all the bubbles underneath. There you go. Lovely.
There's still kind of bubbling there.
Go on, give it a poke.
Oh.
There we go. That
Yeah, look. It's alive.
yeast has worked perfectly. So what we're going to do now is we're going to transfer this into the big dish once Claire's finished poking it.
No, look.
We're going to take our lovely yeasty mixture and we're just going to transfer that to the big ass bowl. If that doesn't incorporate it all, nothing will. Okay, now we add our flour, which is basically just going to be a whole one of these. 1.5 kilos of flour in there. So I'll add it in slowly and we'll see how it goes from there.
Why aren't we sieving it?
Because we've got lots of kneading to do, which will smooth it all out, and if there's any lumps, we're going to smash hell out of them later, so it's all good. We will need a bit more flour, but this is just the basics for the moment.
Gonna need some more flour.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's really sloppy.
Yeah, this is more like porridge at the moment. Now Barry did say in his write-up, his recipe, that it requires 700 grams of flour, but you keep some of that set aside to do the kneading, and so you can incorporate it in. But I think we're going to need that already.
Need that.
Oh god. Pun alert. Right, just going to grab some more flour. Here's one I prepared earlier.
How's your arm doing?
Getting tired now. Never had to move my arm backwards and forwards so many times in my life.
Oh, it smells amazing.
Okay, I understand. You might want to do this, as Barry suggested, in 3 separate batches, but if you've got a huge pan like this, just go for it, but you might have a sore arm. Right, our dough it's going to be sticky as hell, but it's more or less ready to dump out. So I'm going to take some extra flour and I'm going to go dump it over on our clean work area. Okay, here we go. Let's empty this bad boy out. I'm going to start kneading this now. It's going to be some time. So my beautiful assistant will be cleaning out this bowl so we can then put the dough back in there to cover it and leave it rise. So I'm going to get to it now. Back down. We have a large springy ball of dough, which should be good. We have a large greasy pan. We are now going to put one in the other. So here we go.
Oh God.
We'll just put that in there. Right, make a mental note how big that is now, and we'll wait, and we'll see what things are like in an hour.
Right, while the dough is rising and doing its thing, we're going to make the cinnamon filling stuff. Thanks. So, cinnamon. And we're going to use 40 grams.
Yes.
We're using dark brown soft sugar, because it's what we've got.
500.
500.
500 grams of butter. Those 2 blocks right there.
We've been ripped off. That's 497.
Son of a...
Now, because my right arm isn't as strong as Carl's, I'm I'm going to use the electric whisk.
Left-handers can't be trusted.
Oh my god! Shut up! We cheated and warmed the butter up because it scared me. Alright, that's all in.
That looks done to me. Right, we're going to try not to eat that whilst we wait for the last 10 minutes of our rise. Okay, we've got 5-6 minutes left of the rise left to do, so we may as well get on to the creamy cream cheese topping. So, down here, we're going to put in 250 grams of icing sugar. This will go absolutely bloody everywhere, as we all know, but let's crack on and see what happens. Let's go with 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. However, I like to go with vanilla bean paste. No, we're not sponsored, but this is good stuff. I'm just going to eyeball this one because it's quite a pain in the butt to have to measure out.
It was thick.
It's really good. You don't need quite so much of this as you do vanilla extract and things like that. Right, just going to get the creamy cream cheese, or soft cheese as it's known nowadays. We want 250 grams of this. Last little bit of the butter. Out of 4 blocks we bought, this is what we've got left. Let's have 2 of these.
Damn it, I missed it. Do you want to throw that across the kitchen again?
No, I don't. Close enough. 2 of those and milk.
Such an effort.
2 of these. And that extra added little ingredient we forgot to mention, elbow grease.
Aha, that's why you're doing it.
Great.
So that's not flavoured with cinnamon either.
No, it's just frosting, isn't it? It goes on top of cinnamon buns.
Okay.
Like Cinnabon in America. America. Unfortunately, I probably should have melted that butter beforehand.
Then you just got lumps.
Yeah, that's right. I'll smoosh those out.
Is that a cooking term?
To smoosh? Oh,
To smoosh.
Absolutely. Ask Gordon Ramsay next time you see him.
Oi, Gordon.
Anyway, you get the general idea. I'll smoosh this down a bit more, and then that will be for later on once things have come out of the oven and have cooled. And we'll put this in the fridge as well to
How long's that going to be?
solidify. Ooh, well the rise is almost done. And in fact, let's go have a look. Dun, 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 dun.
It's got a lump in it. Oh, flipping heck. It's huge.
Brilliant. Right.
How far off the edge it is.
Excellent. Right, well that's all ready to roll now, quite literally. So we'll come back to that in just a second. We have a very large clean surface. We have some flour.
and we have a gigantic ball of dough. Now, the plan is here, knock this out, or tip it out, knock it down a bit, and roll it, and try and get it as long here as we possibly can, and then probably halve it, apply all our cinnamon sweetness, and then roll the bugger back up, and try and get it into this. Then we'll let it rise again for a bit, and then get it in the oven. So whilst it's rising that final time, that's when we'll preheat our oven. But, well, here we go. Let's try and get this out and get it rolled.
An air bubble?
Yeah. That's just not cut, and look how big that cinnamon roll is already. Here we go.
Oh. Sorry.
What was that?
I don't know. Just excited. We're gonna die.
Cinnamon roll, anyone?
You gonna turn and go back the other way?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So, try and do it like this.
Aha!
Ta-da! Yeah, okay, it's slightly wonky, but the taste should be
It's
fine.
trying to unroll itself.
Now the thing is, we've got to get the rest of this done super quick, because that's
Going to start rising.
That's going to start proving.
Okay, here we go. Several rolls later, we're going to kind of leave it at that because it's filling the tin so much, and you can see how much the dough has expanded already. So it's going to absolutely ram that full. So we're going to put some more greaseproof paper in it, leave it for half an hour, and that's when we're going to turn the oven on, get that preheated, and then all these scraps we got knocking around, we're going to have some little ones left over. Well, little ones left over, and we're going to make some little ones. And these ones, all tarnary. Half an hour under the tea towel.
Okay, loyal viewers, just wanted to give you a general idea of the devastation of the kitchen now that we've finished, because I'm hoping we got some footage for you in between times. Yeah, we got a bit of cleaning up to do afterwards, but the main thing we wanted to show you was the big one that's been proofing for a while. Here it is, people. As you can see, I think the dough might be a little bit on the thick side, but that is a 14-inch pan there, and that's significantly taken up a lot of room of it. And let me just cover this back over. And because we had a little bit left over, because we couldn't actually roll it up anymore, here's some little baby ones we made. You know what it's like at the end of a baking session, you get a bit creative. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to come out like, but it should be good. Again, we might have to work on our rolling. So that should have been significantly thinner than that. But hey, just waiting for them to proof now. Get them in the oven for a good hour and a half, I think it is, and then we'll see you later on.
We've left it a couple of hours in the oven with it turned off to cool down. It's still really hot, but...
Incoming.
Oh my god, it weighs a flipping ton. Can I,
Yeah, put it on the stove.
Oh! Man, that's heavy. It's kind of sunk.
It's completely sunk.
Oh, it smells amazing. I feel the heat coming off it
That's still really warm. That's been cooling down for what? An hour or more? Something ridiculous like
It
that?
might even be a couple of hours since we turned the oven off.
Can't be that long, can it? Anyway, there it is. It's it's late now, so we're going to leave it cool overnight and then come at it with the frosting tomorrow.
Breakfast.
Yeah, breakfast taste test.
Right, so considering the size of the tin, we've got no other option really than to turn it upside down and smack its bottom.
Ooh.
So here we go. Hey, look at that, it worked. Straight away.
Straight out.
Now I've just got to try and flip it.
You're going to peel the stuff off it first.
For those of you that have got your smell-o-vision, probably a good idea to turn it on now. Right, let's go with the old...
You got way more confidence with this than you used with the burger thing.
Well, that was ridiculously huge as well, right?
Oh, you flipped it out, shot. You're going to have to do it again.
Oh, come on!
No, I'm joking, it's fine. I got most of it. I got enough.
Put it on the chopping board again.
Is it really heavy?
It's making my back twinge.
Oh no!
Alright, there it is, people. Okay, now for the important bit.
no cinnamon roll is complete without ridiculous amounts of frosting. So here we go. It's always important to remember when you're putting frosting on things to leave a little bit in the bowl for licking out later on. Right, once again, ta-da! That's it. There it is. 14 inches cinnamon roll. We better cut this open now and have a go at it. See what it's like.
Oh my goodness. Not quite enough. Oh.
Ah, shame about the dip, but my God, look at that.
Funny, 'cause when it was in the oven, that was right up, and we were worried about it being too tall in the middle.
Oh, I think that's our thumbnail right there.
The scale isn't touch.
Okay, that then.
There it is. The bit you've been waiting for.
I'm just gonna have to slide it off the plate.
That'll do. That'll do, Donkey.
Oh yeah, that works.
That'll do. You might now need a giant mug of hot chocolate to go with it.
Oh yeah.
But we have to make the mug first.
Yeah, get
Wow.
it.
Right. Okay, well, that's it. It's a wrap for the second video. Many thanks once again to Barry Lewis for the crazy idea. And well, don't worry about the liking and subscribing. We don't mind.
But do leave a suggestion for the next video, and we'll have a look and see what we can knock up.
We'll give it all due consideration. Adios.
Bye. Right,